It's the weekly show about rAVe with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here at ISE 2025. It is day 4.
You have to think
I
there.
had to think about it. I was like, how long have I been here? And we are in Shore's Media Hub, and I'm really excited. This is kind of a different episode. This is really relaxing, actually.
It's great. It's so relaxing.
So this is Emily Dean. She's my co-host for this episode. And if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
I'm Neil Flewster, Director of Technical Marketing for Crestron.
Hi everyone, I'm Adam Brooks, Head of QSR at Samsung.
Awesome. Well, first of all, let's all go around and let's say what our favorite part of this week has been. Emily, do you want to start?
Yeah, seeing new technology used in different ways, different applications, and the crowds. I mean, this crowd and the numbers and the attendees that have been here has just kind of blown my mind, especially on day 2 in Hall 3.
Yeah. Neil, what do you think?
Well, it's your turn next. But anyway, so human interaction has got to be up there. We've all been. It's funny. So it's the start of the conveyor belt of the year, isn't it? ISE really. It's the start of the show season. We've all been doing dry January. We've all been on lockdown after Christmas.
Yeah.
So it's our kind of big awakening and coming out. So it's so great catching up with so many people in the industry. Interesting new products out there in the market. Some launches. There's AI still is the buzz around there.
That's the word.
Nothing massive. Again, I was talking to Emily earlier before we hit record. There's nothing groundbreaking that's going to set my hair on fire.
Right.
But it's just, everything's kind of getting a bit more kind of coming of age, and AI is maybe there's some more meat on the bones around it rather than just people tagging those 2 letters onto an existing product. So that feels interesting. NetSpeak got some great stuff they're doing around management. We've obviously doing a whole bunch of stuff around BYOD. Sure. Let's just say happy birthday,
Happy birthday
to our
Shore.
host.
Happy 100 years.
100 years. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just absolutely insane. And again, first microphones and stuff. I've been to the tour in Chicago. That is awesome. And of course, the SM7DB is making us all sound much better than we do in real life.
That's so true.
Exactly. Adam, you said this is one of your first interviews like this that you've ever done.
It's actually my first ISE.
First
as well.
ISE.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of firsts.
For me, it's been absolutely amazing. So my background's a little bit different in terms of, say, point of sale and self-service. Always angled at the restaurant industry. It's been fantastic, especially on our Samsung booth, to meet so many different people from so many different verticals. We're covering a lot of different zones across retail, restaurant, museum, education, the list goes on. So it's fantastic to meet so many different people from different walks of life and hear what they're interested in too.
Did it meet your expectations? Because you've never been so people
yeah.
go, you're going to ISE, it's going to be like this. What,
Absolutely, I was blown away. And if you've been to the Samsung booth, if you've not been,
how can you miss it?
To go. It's just ridiculously busy at all times.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing experience.
That's awesome. So,
we haven't heard from you, Stephanie,
What,
about
my-
your...
Oh.
Come on.
yes, because you always like to interview me.
Exactly.
That's like our
Turn the
thing.
tables. You can't get away from it. You're such a question dodger.
That's me. That's what they say. I think that my favorite thing about this show has been just like the level of connections that I realize I've made in the industry. Being a younger woman entering this industry, I've had a really hard time trying to find my footing and my place. And I felt like an outsider for so long, but I think this year I realized I was like, oh, I'm like part of the industry now.
Yeah.
I have friends. It's not only connections.
100%.
Like I have true friends here. And I think that was something that had not fully hit me until this show when Gary was like, who are they? Like, who are all these people that you know now?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think that like I have a place here. I think I fit in. And he was like, you do.
But
So
this is interesting. And again, we live in this social media world, don't we?
Yeah.
Where you have these connections on like LinkedIn or whatever. And I've had a few people come up to me and go, you're Neil Flewster, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, we talk all the time on LinkedIn, but we've never met. And I said, that's the human interaction. But
Yeah.
we speak on again these social platforms. And again, you've got a personality out there doing all this stuff for rAVe. Again, similar for all of us. But again, you don't see them in the real flesh, and then they come over to you. I think the other interesting point that you said, this the industry's got too many pale, stale males. And I love the fact that we're trying. I was talking to IFAT, part of the Women in AV Council with Avicta.
Yeah.
We need more women in the industry, and absolutely, if you're out there as a figurehead, if you're out there pushing it, then keep doing that, please. I want to see more women out there shouting about this stuff.
But I will just say, I have seen more women at trade shows like this in
Queues
the
at
past
toilets, you
2
can tell.
years. Yeah, in the
Yes.
past 2 years than I ever have. My first InfoComm was in 2016, and we have come so far as an industry even since then.
Yep.
I mean, like, I have not seen, like, you know, the women just employed to be at the booth and, like,
Yeah.
look pretty. We've gotten away from that as an industry. I have made so many more connections who are women than I ever have. Like, it really does seem like, yes, the AV industry is a little bit slower than other industries when it comes to, like, getting young people, getting women, and, you know, getting people from different walks of life into it. But it does seem like we have made significant strides, and honestly, part of that is probably due to COVID.
Yeah. I feel a great rAVe article coming on that and helping new people coming in, new women coming
Yeah.
into it. And again, diversity inclusion, making that a huge thing, and also around neurodiversity as well. You know,
Yes.
the thing about trade shows, there's so much sound, like
So
we're all going to shout. It's
stimulating,
overstimulated.
It is
Yeah.
so
And
overstimulating.
for people who are neurodiverse, it can be really challenging.
Yes.
So trying to help them out with that. So yeah, there you
That's
go.
actually a really great point.
There are, and there's been, I haven't had a chance to sit in on any of the conferences or education sessions or anything, but I'm hopeful that there was one talking about that.
There absolutely was. So Kaz Pierman does a huge. We're both kind of ADHD, so she did a session on Wednesday talking about neurodiversity with Jess from Abson, and it was rammed.
Yeah.
And again, she talks about the fact that it can be hugely overstimulating, and in many cases, a hidden disability, and people don't know and don't realise.
Yeah.
But it's something that us vendors have to be mindful of.
Yeah, you
and
do.
should
And
be more mindful of.
there's a lot of technologies that are being more geared towards those neurodiverse individuals, and AV plays a big part in it because of the lights and the sounds and
Yeah.
everything like that.
So any like solution that a manufacturer can come up with to help someone feel more
Totally.
comfortable in certain situations, I think that is a hugely untapped market.
It's an interesting topic. I mean, the American Disability Act has been around for years, and the European Accessibility Act is coming into force in June.
Cool.
Catching up, are we, Ian?
Yeah, so what's been going on behind the scenes is we're having to get a lot of our products geared up from a manufacturer's
cool.
responsibility. We take the Samsung kiosk, for example, in self-service touchscreens, making that accessible to people who are visually impaired. So working with third-party integrators to put in a navigational braille pad for touch,
Wow.
or putting a headphone jack in to hear if you are visually impaired. So we're having to take steps, and rightly so, to address these challenges in the marketplace to make these solutions and products more versatile and more accessible.
It is interesting. As things go more touchscreen, you don't have the little nipple on the 5 on the old-fashioned tactile keyboard
Right.
or on a keyboard. So it must be. I don't know how you do that for that. So it's interesting at that point.
Yeah, and we're seeing things like voice AI as well play a prominent role with our partnership with Google, for example. Things like circle to search, so the ability to get information quickly, but also to do that with voice AI and multi-language support too for that. So yeah, we're seeing a lot more trends and requests and things like that in that space, which is very exciting.
Very cool.
That's awesome. So something that you guys both have in common is both of your companies kind of do like everything.
And we're great partners as well. So
Yes.
Samsung are a restaurant partner for XO, managing those awesome Samsung displays as well. So
So for two companies that kind of have so many different focuses and are great at so many things, how do you decide what to focus on at a show like this?
do you want to give?
Sure. I mean, we've covered everything on our booth. We've got flavors of everything. We've kept our core product line up there, but we're hugely exciting to show a lot of new stuff for this year. We've got e-paper, which we're very excited about, in different sizes, form factor, battery operated.
No, it's crazy. And also, I had a question about that. So do you recharge the battery when the battery runs out?
You do, yeah. So it's static image, static content, and if you change content once a day, the battery will last for in excess of 200 days.
Nice.
Right.
So it depends on the usage and comes with a USB-C charger as well. So very easy to recharge if required.
Awesome. And it's a 32 size?
It is available as a 32, 25, and 13, and 75 outdoor as well.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Very cool. So, yeah, what about you?
Well, I mean, Crestron, we love our black boxes.
Yes.
And it's funny, so there's two sides to the Crestron, show story. Some people want a petting zoo. They want to come and see the ports, the inputs, and touch the boxes.
Yeah.
And then some people want the solutions and the experience and the rest of it. We tried really hard this year to bring it down to three key elements: content, control, and collaboration. The three DNA elements of Crestron to provide the overarching story. And there is a bit of a petting zoo because, again, the techies come and they want to see all the I/O and all the boxes and touch and feel, but be able to give the experiential view of what a Crestron solution can do in those three core areas. And again, everybody knows us for control, and again, adding the collaboration solution around that, and the content story around what we're doing with Air Media and wireless content sharing teams, Zoom, and all the collaboration piece. And that helps us to kind of give, if you want the kind of 50,000 foot high level view, you can stay there, but then you can drill down right the way to then the hidden, give me the box, show me the box, show me the connectors. Yeah, they're just, again, the Crestron is a bit like a cult. They get the real hardcore techies that live. Crestron programmers are an awesome bunch, but they want to get in the weeds and the speeds, and but then there's obviously business leaders come here that go, I don't care about the tech. I come into my meeting room to do my sales meeting or my marketing meeting.
Want it to work.
I want to push a button and magic to happen. I don't care what the magic is. So
I don't care. Just don't tell me how it works.
Yeah. Don't break the magic.
Do you experience that as well when people are like, I just know I'm Samsung loyal and like I don't need to know anything else. I just need a display. I need it to go here and I need it to be Samsung.
We do get that. Yeah, brand loyalty is massive, and absolutely, yeah. I'm sure
That's him.
Yeah.
I'm sure at home between us we've got some Samsung products, possibly even on us right now.
Yeah.
I think brand loyalty plays an absolute integral part in that, and our marketing teams, especially when it comes to that and things like booth design, a lot of work goes into that and making these, memorable experiences too.
Another great thing about both of your brands is even though so many people like are so brand loyal, it hasn't kept either of your brands from like continuing to push the envelope and like continuing to innovate, because that's super important, especially in our industry. Like you have a 3D force perspective like holo display that I went and saw, and I was like, wait, what's the application for this? And they were like, well, when you're in the drive-through line and you're like 4 cars behind and you can't quite see, it's like so it can like come out at you so you can see what you want, so you know what you want by the time you get up to the window. And I was like, wait, I've never thought about that before. That's pretty amazing. So I'm sure there are other applications, but that was the one that they discussed.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We've had a lot of interest in that concept, that prototype, and the usage cases which we've shown there. We've got it for outdoor drive-through, and we've got it also in the indoor museum, so different types of verticals, but again, applicable to many different concepts and usage cases. Different target audiences as well, so something like that, we've had a lot of good feedback, would be great for children, for example, to see that rich immersive content, as you mentioned, in the drive-through line, giving them an experience they'll forget, they won't forget, sorry. Yeah.
Look, creating an experience is like, I thought that was so much fluff when I first like heard people being like, we really want to provide an experience in experiential, but it's real. Like that actually is important. You can't just like, throw a display on a wall and be like, here's some words.
Well, display is just a black, it's the content that goes onto it. That's the other thing. And again, it's the experience. Again, the other interesting thing is, I think you said it about a different vendor of having what Samsung did with the frame. When it's not being used as a display, it can then be used as another form. Again, art in
artwork,
display, or again, those multi-purpose use cases.
I am the frame's biggest fan.
I have
one sitting
I've
on my
I've
wall
got
at
the watch
home.
and the phone. I need to.
Yes. We're all very brand loyal to Samsung here.
Absolutely.
And I want to say, I did my favorite Crestron demo that I did a few years ago was when you guys were showcasing, it might have been at a CEDIA, you guys were showcasing how to send, you could play your record in one room and you could convert the signal to digital and play it in your whole
For
house.
the young people listening, a record is this black thing that goes on a record deck and it plays music. You show this thing, what's that? But some of us of an age to remember it the first
And
time
I got
round.
into this long conversation with the guy who was giving me the demo because I was like, at what point do you convert the signal from analog to digital? Like, how do you do this? Because I've tried to get my record player to play in other places in my house, and I am like extending this analog signal, bless its heart, and I'm just hearing like crackling at the other end. And so he's like,
That's the warmth of a record, surely. That's what people want. No, I mean, Crestron Home, we actually, you've been to the New York Experience Center. We've kind of built a New York home in the Experience Center in New York, and there is, again, a record player in there, and we're streaming it all the way around the home. There's one on the booth, actually. There's a record player. If people don't know what one is, come and see it on the booth. But there's a huge resurgence in vinyl. Vinyl is making a massive resurgence. And again, that all goes through our Crestron Home solution, goes through NAX to get the network over, the audio over the network, with NAX, and then obviously with MVX for the video over the network. And then you can then play that fully synchronized across any experience. And that also plays into our other platform, which is Marine. Although obviously the high seas, maybe a record player isn't so practical. But
right.
that whole NAX MVX is more in that residential and in the marine hospitality space than in the commercial space. And again, that's the other three elements of Crestron, I guess: the commercial, the marine, and the residential piece as well.
So as we're winding down here, I did want to ask you both, for those who are watching or listening, what is one other thing that you want the people to know about your brands here at ISE? Neil, you want to go first?
As I say, obviously we haven't done 100 years, but Crestron's over 50 now.
Yeah.
And again, it's just really, again, the content collaboration and control story is huge. Also, the idea of bringing the family together around the story of True Blue. We have True Blue support, and again, I mentioned the fact our programmers are super loyal to us. We really want to extend that out to our customers as well. But I think the other trend as well, which I forgot to mention earlier, is around sustainability. rAVe doing a massive
they're
piece,
doing great
it's
stuff.
Huge thing at the show, and there is a definite, you would call it a teeter-totter, we would call it a seesaw in the UK, but obviously everyone's saying sustainable,
Yeah.
but then I heard from a friend at Genelec who was super sustainable that for every ChatGPT search it burns down 14 trees.
Yeah.
So the industry needs to obviously be cognizant of that. We're a huge safe partner at Crestron, and we're doing everything we can to be sustainable, and again, that's a huge theme of the show.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, sustainability is just going to become more and more integrated because of the generations that are moving and growing up, right?
Yeah.
Like older generations was not a focus.
No,
but
single-use plastic all the time.
And so now as Gen Z and Alpha are growing up, it's just going to become second nature to them. And so hopefully that'll kind of offset everything that has been done up to this point.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. Sustainability is a huge focus on the show from many, many different manufacturers.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out rAVe, they're doing some awesome. They've got a booth over there. Go and check them out on their website, and really trying to get us. But I think again, we do need to. It's not just we've now got recycled cardboard in our packaging.
Right, yeah.
We do need to be cognizant of again what is happening behind the scenes. And this AI stuff is great, but if you've got a data center that's sitting there powered by a coal-fired power station, and you're running ChatGPT searches that need all these servers, that's not really sustainable.
And then, what are your factory practices?
Yes.
How are you? What are the materials of your products made out of? Can they be made out of recycled materials? And then, how do you recycle products when they are no longer good or when they are out of date and can no longer be updated? rAVe has a really great Save a Second Life program where they will take your old tech and they will donate it to old schools or other places that can still maybe they don't need to use it to its full ability, but it can still get a few more years of use out of it.
Absolutely.
And they'll help find another use for it. So they're doing a lot of really, really great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Adam, what about you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so just touching on sustainability, I mean, a lot of people know Samsung is a huge global brand for hardware. We've got a lot of software applications on our booth, which we've been developing behind the scenes now for a couple of years. So as soon as you walk in, you see SmartThings Pro. So touching upon the sustainability theme, a lot of you would be familiar with that for home usage, but we're extending that to a lot of business operations and store management. So things like controlling your lighting, controlling your heating, through integrations with third-party sensors to give you that, experience whilst you're in store,
Yeah.
but also the sustainability gains there for the operators in terms of electricity efficiencies, reducing cost as well. So, providing that full circle ecosystem of product there, hardware and software, is something we're really passionate about in terms of what we've been showing all week.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, last question, Adam, where can people find more information on Samsung?
Well, Samsung.com.
Perfect. Neil, where can people find more information on Crestron?
Crestron.com would be the first place, and if you want to follow me, I make a nuisance of myself on LinkedIn and social media, so you can follow me there.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for joining the very last episode of rAVe TV on the last day of
Wrap up, eh?
ISC
We
2025.
peaked.
What a wrap up. This has been fantastic. So thank you again to Shure for letting us use their space, and thank you to them for being our sponsor all week. We're going to go to a Shure commercial really quick, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you guys a peek at the last two halls I haven't shown you yet, Hall 6 and Hall 7. Thank you guys so much for watching.
What if you could have an effortless Microsoft Teams room solution with Shure's best-in-class audio, auto-configured for you with intelligent video? Now you can with IntelliMix Room Kits from Shure. Ready to deploy, easy to use. For richer collaboration, powered by high-performance audio and enterprise-level security and management for small to large meeting spaces. Now let's get your whole team together.
Hey everyone, Steph Beckett here. ISC 2025, I'm going to take you on a quick show floor tour. Gary and I have been trading which halls we were doing, and we have 2 halls left on the last day of the show, Hall 6, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of Hall 7. So Hall 6 is lighting, staging, a lot of your rental staging, performance stuff. So we're starting over here at ProLights. ProLights just announced the Astra Hybrid 260 IP, but they're showing a few of their Astra products. Those are these, all right here, all of these moving headlights. I'll get Abby to zoom in on this QR code so you can get the Astra Profile 400 if you want to get more information. But yeah, so they're showing a few of their moving headlights. They can do these in a few different colors. As you can see, they're demonstrating that here, showcasing some blue, yellow, red. They can do a bunch of different colors. But of course, down here, we have the ones that have the more of a wash light, and this is the Astra Wash 19 Pix, and then a smaller version, the 7 Pix IP. So all of the products that I'm going to kind of show you today are going to be moving headlights, wash lights, just because I don't have time to show you the whole haul. But I like this girl. This is Big Bertha. That's not actually her name. Her name is Mad Max. But this is at GLP, German Lights Products. They've been coming to ISC for the past few years, and as you can see, you get a whole lot of light from very, very far with this girl right here. And she's about to turn, and this is going to blind all of you. So, Abby, I might just get you to come around. Blind the people watching this, will ya? And yourself. Yeah, so this is Mad Max, and I hope you guys like her. All right, continuing on, we got another one right here. Hopefully Abby can still see after I blinded her. So of course, we've got rAVe here showcasing a ton of different stuff, but they are doing live presentations throughout the show. And they have, basically every light that they have ever made. They have a few strobes up here, some washes, but then of course showcasing that with fog. This is a very foggy show floor. It looks like the inside of LDI. So you kind of just cough every few minutes when you're in here. I got to talk to Clay Packy when I was at LDI, and this is a very, very similar booth design as that. I don't know if they are doing every 15-minute shows like they were at LDI, but as you can see, they have, I don't remember what the name for these are, but the kind of lights where it's small LEDs that you can stack on top of each other and kind of have a more structured light show with, of course, adding some washes up there in multiple colors. Clay Packy's stuff gets very bright. This is not even as bright as it can go, and already we're blinding my camera woman again. So, continuing on, I would love to show you guys this whole haul, but if I'm going to get this and Hall 7, I'm probably going to stop here, obviously at rAVe. They're another company that makes really, really great light products. They are integrating LED as well. They do a lot of modular structures, but of course with washes, strobes, all the other lights to really, really make an immersive, fantastic show for your rental, your staging, your performing arts center, anywhere where you need a light and you want a lot of audience to not be able to see, but to be able to see the light. All right, so this was a little bit of Hall 6. I'm going to show you guys Hall 7 next. Be right back. I'm going to go run over to that other hall. Okay, everyone, now I'm in Hall 7, and historically this is like not that busy of a hall just because it's so far away from like Hall 2, Hall 3, which are historically the busiest here at ISC, but that's clearly not the case because this is the busiest ISC that I feel like there's ever been. So if I just had the time to just walk and just do whatever I wanted here at this show, I'd probably spend all of my time in here because I find audio so fun. The only thing I wish is that more people were demoing their speakers like live, but I guess that would be hard since there are so many speaker companies. But the first one that we're going to check out is rAVe right here. And rAVe has brought all of the stuff that like we know and we love. So let's go and check all of these out. They have probably the best sounding tiny speaker. This is the Lizard. And as you can see, like I have child-sized hands and that can fit in the palm of my hand, but it actually packs a punch. So if you were ever installing in a place where you need to put multiple speakers that can work together, but you need them to basically be invisible, these are for you. I was talking to an integrator sometime about like needing to put speakers in really weird places, and you wouldn't believe all of the crazy installations they've had to do, and they always use these. So I love to bring those up every time, even though this is a product that is a few years old. I don't remember it coming in this many colors though, so that might be a new feature. So yeah, obviously a big fan of this, and that's probably one of my favorite products to get to look at every year. So we're gonna come over here. I only have time to kind of show you guys a few booths, but I think that'll be enough to kind of give you a general vibe and a sense of the show floor. Sound devices, we cover their news a lot. They have really, really cool products that work over like audio frequency. I think we've talked about that before, but they also are showing all of their microphone lines. And they're here at the same booth as Astral. So yeah, I've done a few stories for them in the past. Falcons is here too. Falcons has a Pro Ribbon sound system. So we can take a look at that really quick. So yeah, that's kind of what they're showing here is their Pro Ribbon sound systems. Obviously, these are going to be for your big live events. I think with this, they're showcasing that they can color match. So if you don't want a black speaker, you want to match like a green or something, they can do that too. Obviously, L Acoustics is here. You're not going to have like an audio hall without L Acoustics. They make basically everything. They make stuff for your house, stuff for the pro side. These are obviously the ones for the pro side. This is going to be, obviously you're going to stack all of these together for a fixed install, but of course they do rental staging too. I think some of these are for like a smaller pro install. I've seen a few office spaces that have this passive two-way installed in places, and it looks good because I sometimes hate the way a pendant speaker looks. I think those cubes look a lot better. And obviously it's L Acoustics, so everything sounds really good. Okay, let's continue on down here. Let's go see DB Technologies. Obviously, yeah, the one thing I wish about this hall was that I could hear more of the speakers as I'm passing by, but of course that would be a lot of noise pollution in one hall, a very echoey hall. So yeah, we're gonna end here. They're showing their WP series. Again, they have a cube as well, which is the IS4T WP, but you can kind of chain a bunch of these together depending on your space size. Chain a few of these together for your concerts, your performance halls. This one at the bottom, I think, is the IS118S. So, yeah, I wish I could just like put this up and let you listen, but again, that would be a lot of noise pollution in one hall. And the point of this was not so that I could like be a product expert on everything that's here. It's more to just like give you a sense of what is here and who is here on the show floor. We're gonna get product videos of all of these things anyway, so the people who work here can give you a better sense of the specs and the ins and outs of all of these. So this is what the show floor looks like. Still busy today, and we're excited to end this strong. So thank you guys for watching rAVe TV. All right, and we will see you next time. Bye.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.